Let's talk about the real reason you're not reaching your potential. All right, let me hit you with something most people will never say out loud. Your brain, it's not tired. It's tricking you. You think you're exhausted, overwhelmed, burnt out from life, work, family, laundry, piles taller than your ambitions. But what if I told you that what you call mental fatigue is actually just your brain trying to save itself from effort, not because it can't do more, but because it's lazy? Efficient, sure, but lazy. This isn't just another motivational pep talk, by the way. This is a friendly intervention from a guy who's been there, mid-30s, existential dread peeking out during lunch breaks, and still somehow chasing that next level of self-improvement like it's a clearance sale at a philosophy bookstore. We were trained to misunderstand fatigue, and that lie runs deep. You were taught, like most of us, that when your mind says, "I'm done," it's time to stop. Grab a snack, scroll a little, maybe reorganize your closet instead of working on that life-changing project you keep avoiding. But what if that tiredness isn't real? What if it's just your brain sending up flares because you're stepping into growth territory? Because from a survival standpoint, challenge equals danger. And your brain, bless its outdated software, still thinks you're out here dodging tigers, not tackling spreadsheets or trying to become a better human. Science actually backs this up. Studies show that when people feel mentally exhausted, their brains still have massive reserves of focus, memory, and cognitive energy left. We're not hitting a wall. We're negotiating with a bouncer who doesn't want to let us into the VIP room of our own potential. Fatigue is just the first checkpoint on the way to mastery. Look, we all know someone who seems like a genius. Maybe it's the friend who built a six-figure side hustle while raising 3 kids and somehow still reads Marcus Aurelius for fun. But here's what they don't tell you. Those people, not always smarter, just more relentless. They didn't turn back when it got hard. They leaned into the discomfort. They realized that the first wave of fatigue isn't a reason to stop. It's the signal to push forward. That's where real self-discipline kicks in. When you decide not to listen to your brain's whining, when you choose growth over comfort, that's where the growth mindset becomes more than a buzzword and turns into a lifestyle. The second wind is real, but it doesn't come to the passive. Ever notice how you're too tired to work, but suddenly full of energy when your favorite show drops a new season? Yeah, your energy didn't magically refill. Your brain just decided that was worth the effort. So here's the deal. You can train your mind to redirect that energy on command. It's not about doing more. It's about becoming the kind of person who doesn't flinch when things get hard, who doesn't bail when the first wave of discomfort hits. That's emotional intelligence, by the way. It's not just managing your temper in a meeting. It's being aware of what your brain is doing and calling it out when it's lying to you. And trust me, it's lying a lot. If you want to level up your mind, your environment can't be chaos. All right, let's pivot. Imagine trying to meditate in the middle of a frat party. That's what most of us are doing every day without realizing it. Your environment matters. A lot. Even if you've hacked the mental fatigue lie, if you're surrounded by clutter, distractions, and 38 browser tabs whispering sweet nothings, you're going to crash. Not because you're weak, but because you're in a hostile environment. Minimalist living isn't about having less stuff for the aesthetic. It's about giving your brain fewer reasons to bail on focus. Clean space, silent notifications, deliberate surroundings. This isn't feng shui for your soul. This is combat gear for your mind. If you want to master time management and self-control, you need to build an environment that doesn't sabotage you. You don't need more motivation. You need fewer distractions. Most people treat focus like it's some elusive muse that visits when the stars align. But in truth, it's a skill. And more importantly, it's a choice. Think of every distraction, every ping, every scroll, every open loop in your to-do list as a tax on your cognitive power, a leaky faucet draining your ability to do deep, meaningful work. That's why you have to create barriers, not walls that isolate you, but filters that protect your mind. That's how you stay in the zone, and better yet, how you enter it on command. This is where the daily Stoic mindset comes in clutch. Eliminate the noise, focus on what's essential, and let go of the rest. You want to get into flow? Then build the door and kick it open yourself. Here's something most how to be productive gurus won't tell you. You don't accidentally fall into flow. It's not like stepping on a rake or tripping into a manhole. Flow doesn't happen by luck. You create it. You call it in. That magical zone where time disappears and everything just clicks, it takes 3 things: clarity, challenge, and 0 escape routes. Want to lock in? Start with the hardest thing, shut down every distraction, and go all in like there's no plan B. This isn't about grinding harder. It's about smarter rituals. It's about teaching your brain when the candle lights, when the playlist starts, or when that first sip of coffee hits. It's game time. And no, that doesn't mean watching yet another how to focus video while dodging the one thing you actually need to do. Real self-improvement starts when excuses end. We love to tell ourselves stories. I'm just not that disciplined. I'm too busy. I'll start when things calm down. Spoiler alert. They won't. Life doesn't calm down. You get stronger. That's the heartbeat of personal development. You don't wait for the perfect mood, the perfect moment, the perfect planner. You act and let your identity catch up. And yeah, it's hard, but anything that reshapes your identity will be. You're not just trying to be more productive. You're becoming someone who honors their potential, who protects their focus like it's sacred, who makes discomfort their co-pilot. You don't have to change everything. You just need to stop quitting on yourself. Here's the good news. You don't need to turn into a machine. You don't have to give up all your hobbies, skip every social event, or live like a monk on a mountain. But you do need to start paying attention to your own habits. Where does your energy quietly slip away? When do you break promises to yourself? At what exact moment do you throw in the towel just when progress is about to happen? Imagine you're trying to get in shape and decide to start running every morning. The first day, you're full of motivation and run 3 miles. By day 3, your legs ache and you think, maybe tomorrow. By day 5, you skip running because it's too hard or I'm too tired. That's the exact point where many quit, right before the real transformation begins. The difference between people who improve and those who stay stuck isn't talent or luck. It's persistence, fueled by self-awareness and a bit of discipline. You don't need a new brain. You just need a better relationship with the one you already have. That means catching yourself when you're about to quit and saying, "Not today." The future version of you is already waiting, but first, you have to step aside and stop blocking your own path. If you've made it this far, congratulations. Most people quit before they even realize how much untapped power they've been carrying all along. But you stuck around. That tells me you're ready for something real. Here's your challenge for the coming week. Start catching your mind when it tries to deceive you. When it whispers, "I'm too tired." Pause and ask yourself, am I truly exhausted, or am I just afraid of discomfort? Because those moments of discomfort, they're the gateway to growth. Create pockets of quiet in your day. Guard your focus like it's the most valuable treasure you own, because it is. Every distraction you resist, every time you choose presence over noise, you're investing in your future self. And above all else, remember this: you weren't put on this earth to cruise through life on autopilot. You're here to sculpt a meaningful life, one honest, intentional day at a time. Join me next time on BetterMe, where self-improvement is serious, but we don't have to be.